Hey there, HighFleet viewers, I'm Captain Beans, and the thing that you are seeing right here is the Skylark. It is a tanker that is often paired with a lightning because it is a tanker. It allows the lightning to travel a lot further, and the Skylark also has all of this stuff right here, which allows the Skylark to detect strike groups and or cruise missiles depending upon the situation. But other than that, the Skylark is just a pretty boring vessel. So here are 5 ways that you can modify the Skylark to fit some certain roles, or just to make this thing have a little bit of a giggle factor. So the first way that you can modify the Skylark is to remove all of this stuff up top here. Like so. And replace it with this thing, the MR12 fire control radar system. And along with that, add a couple of these R9 sprint systems just on top of the Skylark, like here, here, and also here, and here. And boom, now you've just made your Skylark a cruise missile defense vessel. Now these R9 sprint systems, these are anti-aircraft missiles, and that means that you can defend against aircraft or cruise missiles using this stuff right here. But in order to make these things work, you actually need this one, and so that's why I changed all of this stuff to this thing right here. And so yeah, that's it. It costs just about the same as a regular Skylark, but now it has the function of defending your lightning from a cruise missile or planes. Simple as that. Alright, now the second way that you can modify the Skylark to make it a little bit better is to add some guns to it. Because notice, firepower, it is completely armless. This thing does not have any sort of weapons. So, you know, just remove all of this stuff. Place an antenna somewhere. We don't need antennas. Who needs antennas anyway? Now to make building a little bit easier, just replace these hull pieces with these square ones. And then of course put back these engines into those hull pieces. So then actually build some of these small hull pieces like so. Fit a couple of ammo boxes into these small hull pieces. Then put 2 hull pieces next to the ammo boxes, and then just put a couple of these 2A 37mm machine guns on both sides, and boom, now you have guns on this ship. Now that I think about it, by putting these 37mm guns, I've effectively just reinvented the Wanderer, but except this thing just doesn't have any armor. So I think we can actually do better than that. So just remove those wee little machine guns and just put a couple of these MK6 180mm Schkval cannons. Because why the fuck would you make a battleship if you're not gonna put the biggest guns in the entire game? You know what I mean? So, and also, by the way, this isn't actually my idea. Actually, a comment from one of my videos from user Misha M actually suggested for me to put a couple of guns on the Skylark, just because, as his words say. But enough talk, let's actually test this thing out. I want to see how this thing works. So here we have just a couple of your regular sort of garrison vessels that you typically face in a simple garrison. Yeah, so, yeah, because I didn't add any sort of armor, and because this thing is pretty slow, it didn't perform so well. You know what, let's actually do this again. Yeah, so maybe just putting a couple of guns on the Skylark maybe isn't such a good idea if you're not going to add some sort of armor. But whatever, it was an idea of a comment, you know. So yeah, I guess I did it. Alright, now moving on from that dumb idea, let's actually make a design that would actually probably work. So this third way of modifying the Skylark is to literally turn it into an aircraft carrier. Yep. So the way you do this is, of course, remove all of this exterior shit. Remove these small fuel tanks because you don't really need those. Put some ammo boxes where in the same place of those fuel tanks that used to be there. And then just build a landing deck up top. And maybe even on the sides as well, because why not? And then of course, to make this an aircraft carrier, of course add your aircraft of choice. My aircraft of choice is of course the T7, because it is hella faster than the LA-29 and it can intercept missiles and stuff like that. So, you know, just do a little bit of this stuff. Evac pods, fuck evac pods, we don't really need those. If this thing's gonna die in combat, the whole crew is just gonna go, it doesn't matter. But really on a serious note, this thing is not meant to go directly into battle, so you don't really need evac pods here. And boom, now you have a tanker that carries 3 T7 planes. Because why not? You know, if this thing can travel really far, and the planes can travel really far, then that means that with this design, you can probably reach some enemy like all the way in Hiva, probably. So, yeah. Which actually brings us to the next couple of designs, which are very similar, but there's a pretty big difference between them. So, let's actually get to the fourth design. Alright, so the fourth way to modify the Skylark is, let me just show you. So, remove this exterior shit, as per usual. Add 2 of these big aluminium hull pieces, like such, on both sides. And now the interesting part. So choose a cruise missile of choice. I'm just going to choose these KH-15 cruise missiles. Boom. Now you have a Skylark that can now do this. And now, with that, let's get to the final, the best way to modify the Skylark. So for this one, you're going to actually need this design right here. And just remove these for just a second, because we're not going to need those. Instead, we're going to need some of these. KH-15N. For anyone who is playing HighFleet for the first time, the letter N in KH-15N stands for not a nuke. So yeah, add a couple of these instead of those regular KH-15s. And now you can do this. Now you could use these KH-15N missiles, which they're pretty good. It has a decent range to it and a decent speed. But if you want to reach targets a little bit further, then use a couple of these R3N missiles. Oh, don't worry about the N. Really, as I said before, it stands for not a nuclear missile. So, you know, just replace this stuff and then just replace it with this. Just like that, using the Skylark, you can beat the game. Just like that, just like this. So you saw what I did there with Hiva just in the last few seconds. Well, if you like my content and just this video, then consider doing the same as what I did with Hiva just there, but instead do it to the like button and the subscribe button. And that, my fellow Tarjans, is gonna be it for this one. Captain Beans, yeah, I'm signing out, so yeah, goodbye.